Where does the money go in schools? If districts are spending money on curriculum and profession development, but student outcomes, especially in mathematics, are not improving, where does the money go? One thing to think about is when you have curriculum, that's a transactional purchase. But when you invest in teachers, it's transformational. It's clear we have another research overview on the importance of investing in MKT, mathematical knowledge for teachers. Getting teachers to have the knowledge is by far the most superior way of actually increasing student achievement. But if that's the case and we know that, then why isn't it happening? So that's why we're going to break down what does a typical school district do? How do they spend their money? We're going to go through the data, we're going to look through the research, what happens. Because I was actually shocked when I started looking at the research and the data on how much money is spent and how little money is spent in the different areas. Let's start with an average district. So a district of about 13 elementary schools spends about $100 million. So the average is about $15,000 per student per year. That's a school of about 500 students and a community of about 60,000 people. So about 80%, maybe more, goes to teachers and administrators. So that's about 80 million of it right there. Then for facilities, that's another 5% or 5 million. Transportation budget's usually another 2.5 million, and special ed services is about 4 million. So that is about 95 or 96% of the budget right there. So that leaves about 4.5, maybe 5% most for curriculum and profession development. So typically about 1.5 million a year is going to be spent on curriculum, and about 3 million would be on profession development. But let's break that down. So that's still not that much. I was shocked. Okay, so when we look at curriculum, 80% of that's going to core. Another 10% is going to supplemental materials. But then there's also all the assessment, the tech components at about another 100,000, and then teacher materials at another 200,000. So that's the curriculum spending, typically. Then there's teacher learning. So if we're thinking maybe about on average $3 million for that size community, where is that going? Because that's, as we said before, that's the key is teacher professional development is very rich. But 80% of that budget is actually going to instructional coaches, math coaches, and administrators within their specialized money here, not including what I was talking about with teachers and administrators earlier. So that's a big component of it, 80%. Then we also, a big portion is subs, so we can take teachers out and send them to the district office for just trainings on all topics. Could be math, science, literacy, or just general pedagogy. Then we're spending money on new teacher orientation. And then also, if you have adopted a curriculum, most often they put in a stipend there, so another 200,000 to 300,000 is just going on training to use the curriculum. So that now leaves about 0.1% of the budget, $100,000 a year, on high quality professional development. When the research shows that is the most important element in getting student achievement to increase. So if we roll things back, the research shows that since the 1980s, we've actually created and adopted new standards, which then led into new curriculum. The National Science Foundation produced 4 elementary, 4 middle school, 4 high school curriculum in the 1990s, trying to make these huge changes. The curriculum's good, high quality, that's not the issue. The issue is when you have teachers who don't have that knowledge of how kids think, of the mathematics, and the pedagogy, good instruction, assessment, and what do we do when students struggle? It does not matter, is what the research shows, of what curriculum you have. So the multiplier of success is always investing in the teachers. So one thing to think about, the change would be reducing the amount of money put into curriculum into a lot of these other areas. So not just reallocating funds, not getting new funds, investing in the teacher on really important lesson and unit studies with teachers in the classroom. So we're investing in their knowledge, and then going into classrooms with teachers doing demonstration lessons. Those are all critical ideas. And when you invest in the teacher, that's when you have that incredible success in student outcomes. So when school districts are thinking about curriculum adoption, what they typically think about is every 5 to 7 years they get a new curriculum. So the research is showing, don't get a new curriculum. Just focus on what you already have and then invest that money into teacher knowledge. That works every single time. And one of the things that we've noticed with Developing Mathematical Thinking Institute, when we work with teachers and they have the knowledge, they start enjoying teaching more and they don't want to leave, they stay. So one idea is think about contracting the Developing Mathematical Thinking Institute to do workshops and professional development with your district. You'll be amazed. So please like and follow us and share this with as many administrators and parents as you can. Check out our website, mathsuccess.io, for more DMT insights and a free class.